It's you mentioned that you were interested in engineering because you like to tinker with things. I think I heard you tell somebody else one time that you described that as you like to take things apart.
Yes.
So tell me some things you've taken apart. What are the kinds of things you like to take apart?
So when I was little, my mom I always got in trouble because anytime they bought something new, I'll take it apart to see what's inside. Um, and most times when I was little, it's much easier to take something apart as a kid than to put it back together. So I would take it apart with the intention of putting it back together, but it almost never worked out. So at some point, my mom just so they would go to the shop and get like old materials, like old computers or stuff. And to prevent me from taking the new ones, they just handed me old ones to take apart. And I would say I still would do it now. Right there, I'm gonna raise it up. I'm gonna show
Yep.
you something.
Okay.
But right here, we have two old printers. One, and there's another one sitting on the floor here that I said I'm gonna take apart or tear apart, just to
Okay.
see what's inside. So that's gonna take me a while, but stuff like that. That's what I just tore apart. Except it was much newer, which got me in trouble.
What's the most challenging thing that you have managed to get back together successfully so that you took it apart, you put it back together, and it worked when you put it back together?
Uh, I think the first one of the first things I was able to get back together as a kid was my dad's old phone. He had this old phone that was in the drawer. It wasn't working. And I like one day I just took it and I was like, let me try to fix it. And I took it apart and I saw that it just had a disconnected wire basically. And I put it back and it worked. So my mom was, I think that's when they were like, okay, you can take things apart now. But I think the most complicated, that's really hard because I broke more than I fixed. I would say that. Um, do you mean now or like
Oh,
when I
I
was
was just
little?
wondering ever. I was wondering what's the thing you're most proud of that you actually got it all back together and working again.
Uh, I would say that the Mac you saw in that video in the picture, the iMac, that was when I was taking it apart. I was I was just careless. I was not careless with it, but everything inside looked so fragile that I thought if I just one little thing was missing, it won't work. Because you basically had to tear it apart and disconnect every single thing. But when it turned back on, I was kind of excited about it.
All right, good.